Most people think confusion is a minor inconvenience, something temporary, something that will work itself out. But in my experience, confusion is often far more expensive than people realize. Not because confusion creates dramatic problems overnight, but that it quietly creates friction. And friction has a way of slowing everything down. When something is unclear, people hesitate, they wait, they seek clarification, they postpone decisions, not because they lack capability, because they lack certainty. And when enough uncertainty accumulates, momentum begins to suffer. One thing I've noticed is that confusion, it rarely announces itself. It doesn't show up as a major crisis. Instead, it appears in small moments. A conversation ends with different interpretations. An email creates more questions than answers. A meeting concludes without a clear course of action. A decision remains in limbo because nobody feels confident moving forward. Individually, these moments seem insignificant, but collectively, they can become surprisingly costly. Confusion, it creates delay. People spend time trying to determine what should already be clear. Who owns this? What's the priority? What's the next step? Work often slows, not because the task itself is difficult, but the path forward is uncertain. Confusion, it creates rework. People move forward with different assumptions. Later, those assumptions collide. Work has to be revisited. Conversations have to be repeated. Resources are spent solving problems that clarity could have prevented. Perhaps the most important, confusion creates stress. Even when people can't fully explain why, they know something feels off. They sense a lack of alignment. They spend mental energy trying to navigate uncertainty instead of focusing on meaningful progress. And over time, it becomes exhausting, not because the work itself is overwhelming, but the environment surrounding the work is unclear. What makes this especially challenging is that confusion, it often remains invisible. You can measure budgets, you can measure timelines, you can measure performance, but confusion rarely appears on a report, and yet it's there, quietly influencing decisions, conversations, relationships, execution, and momentum. That's why I believe clarity is often undervalued. People tend to focus on effort, more meetings, more discussions, more planning, more activity. But clarity isn't created by doing more. Clarity is created by understanding what matters, what doesn't, and what is creating unnecessary friction. Because once confusion is reduced, progress becomes much easier, not because people suddenly become more capable, but they can finally see where they're going. And that's something worth paying attention to because confusion is rarely neutral. It almost always carries a cost.